a car leaving the facility, which happened to be driven by Clover. She convinced them to give her a lift, and she got their story of how they'd just played the game and leaving the place. And because Clover was a part of the first game, she knew that Clover must have had the connection to the morphogenetic field, and because of that, she could be useful in the company that she worked for, SIOS. So she got Clover a job there and became her superior. And that's how they became friends and colleagues. And that's basically what the story there was. From, I think it was about there that I left on Friday. The rest of that story took a bit over an hour. When I finished that one, I thought, there's nothing else I need to do there. At the time, that was the last box on that line. So I thought I'd go jump to a short line. Jump there, and that one box, or jump there, went that way. That one box took over an hour by itself. And you've just seen me escape that room. Or helped me escape that room. And now you're caught up. A fire who had been sitting in front of one of the monitors stood up and walked over as soon as she heard me move.
You okay?
Her voice sounded normal again, and she wasn't moving strangely either. Whatever had been happening seemed to have stopped. I let out a quiet sigh of relief. Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
You sure?
Yeah.
That's good. You really looked like you'd lost it for a minute there.
Well, I seem to have found it again. This is the security office. Maybe they've got a lost and found.
Your sanity's pretty easy to miss.
Whoa.
I'm surprised anyone found it, let alone turned it in.
Ouch. Bit of a burn. Heh.
Well, looks like I don't have anything to worry about.
Well, Snake was supposed to be on the ship, with Clover being the one to help Snake. So it was supposed to be Clover that had the connection, not Snake. So yeah, I don't know what happened with the rest of them there, but that's how Clover and Alice became friends and worked together. And they basically, well, after what I said, after they met, they continued to track down the Myrmidons. They found out supposedly where they were supposed to be based. Clover was going undercover to get close to the religion people, but when she got there, it was all set up as a trap. No one was there, but they captured her and tied her up. When Alice got there to rescue Clover, Alice's dad had been beaten to death, laying on the floor next to Clover, which just gave Alice even more reason to get revenge. And after that, well, her dad had written on his arm coordinates before he had died. And using those coordinates, Alice figured out the true location of the Myrmidons' head base. They intended to invade the head base on Christmas Day, on the December 25th, 2028. But they were kidnapped for this game 3 days earlier. Yeah, I think I must just be getting tired. Kind of surprised it didn't catch up to me sooner.
I hope that's all it is. You haven't caught a disease or something, have you?
For just a moment, I thought of Radical 6. Yep, I did too. But I didn't want to worry if I didn't have to. Better to stay quiet about it.
Well, you're looking a lot better, so I can stop worrying, right?
What are you, my mum?
Fine. No more check-ins. Anyway, I figured something out while you were resting. Come have a look at this.
Oh. What is it?
Footage from room 2 in the crew quarters. The room where we found Alice and Luna.
Yep.
I dug it out of Gollum's cache.
When was this recorded?
We'll see in a minute.
Up there on the right. That looks like some sort of time code. But we can't see it, it's all blurry.
Can you figure it out?
No. It's just a bunch of numbers. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Yeah. The central server seems to be using its own time system. Files appear to be named based on that system. They might as well be random to you and me, which made it pretty hard to find this gem.
K? Huh? Oh, it's K.
Yeah.
He looks at his bracelet here. Probably checking how much time is left.
I'll just pause that and magnify it.
You can magnify it too. 21 minutes. So that means this footage is from 21 minutes before the primary doors opened, right?
Exactly.
And that would have been the white doors in this case, right?
Yes. After Kay leaves this room, it's about 2 minutes before he comes back with you and me.
There were 20 minutes on the clock when we met up with him, right? So that means what we're seeing here is Kay 1 minute before he saw us.
Right.
That means this is right after he tried to resuscitate Luna.
Yeah, if you believe him. The footage here doesn't show any of that.
Are there any other angels? Angles? Angels.
I looked around, but I couldn't find one. The only stuff left is shot from this position. Even so, I think we've gotten our hands on something important.
You mean that this is a record of what happened right around the time of Luna's death, right?
Exactly. Are you ready?
So it was either Kay or Kay was telling the truth. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. I'll move back to the start of this file so we can see it in chronological order. Let's say this is 0 hours, 0 minutes. After all, it's not like we know what time it actually is.
Right.
So, this is the start of our footage.
There's no one here.
Yeah, about a minute goes by before anyone shows up.
Wait. How do you know it's been a minute?
This.
Ah. Oh, that's the hourglass we used earlier.
Yeah. If I play it back at normal speed, I can measure time using this hourglass. Then I just add the time from the hourglass, and that's how far in we are.
Huh. Oh, someone's coming in. Yep, I had a feeling it was Clover. So in this timeline, back before this decision, before Alice died, we saw her looking at the AB rooms, or the right side of the AB rooms. We talked to Clover a little bit later after making this choice in here. She said Alice figured something out, which I have now figured out also. After that, we went and looked at the AB rooms, the right side of the AB rooms. We worked out what they must have thought they worked out. That the right AB room at the start of the game must have been moved to the left side to cover the tracks of the true murderer of the old lady. The problem is Luna was in the far right room at the start of the game. And Luna could not possibly have been the murderer of the old lady because we were partnered up with her in the first room. So right from leaving the AB room at the start of the game to discovering the lady, Luna never left mine or Fire's side, which gave Luna a good alibi that it wasn't her. Clover didn't know that, so Clover lured her to the crew quarters room B, or second room, room 2, and murdered her by the looks of it. Is that Clover behind her?
Yeah. This is 0 hours 1 minute. Right now you and I are talking to Dio in the floor B warehouse. With the time frame we've established, calculating what we're doing is pretty easy.
What's going on? Are they fighting? No, it's not really a fight. It looks like Clover's just going off on Luna. Luna's just staying silent and listening to her.
Yeah.
Can we hear them? Is there an audio track?
Want to listen to it?
What the hell is this?
Don't know. The audio data must have been transcoded into something else.
Well, we won't be able to understand anything in that.
Seen enough? I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Huh?
Clover's interrogation goes on for a while, but it's all pretty much the same thing. Now, at 0 hours 10 minutes, things suddenly change. Here.
Hey, they're gone. As I watch Clover move steadily closer to Luna, who backed away almost as if she were frightened, Clover continued her advance until she disappeared below the bottom edge of the screen. Is there another... no. You said this was it.
Yeah, this is the only one that I found. Shouldn't be too hard to guess what happened after you've seen the next part, though.
Yeah. Clover left. She looked like she was kind of panicking.
Yeah. This is about 1 minute and 40 seconds after they both left the frame. So 0 hours 11 minutes 40 seconds.
Only Clover left. Luna's still in the room. That means...
Hold on. Wait until you've seen the whole thing before you start deducing.
Oh.
At 0 hours 12 minutes, another person comes in, just missing her.
Okay, that's what I'm suspecting. No, Dio. He's disappeared too. Down below the bottom of the frame. What's he up to?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was, he doesn't want us to know about it.
Yep. Why?
Remember what he said when you asked him about Quark?
How the fuck would I know? I've been here.
You're saying he was lying. He wasn't in the floor B warehouse the whole time. He went to the crew quarters after we left him.
Yeah. So what would have been important enough for him to lie about it? We should consider that it might have been something bad.
And whatever it was, it happened during this time.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, now he's left. And it looks like he left in a hurry.
Maybe he heard a noise.
Still no So he could have found Luna already dead, or he could have murdered her. Like what?
The cyan door opening? Now,
Maybe.
10 seconds after Dio leaves, a
Kay.
fourth person shows up.
Kay shows up
That
now.
brings us to 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yep, Kay. It's Kay. Ah. Hey there, Piggy Chips, how you doing? When he heard Kay open the cyan door, he panicked. Whatever he was up to, he didn't want Kay to catch him at it.
And then Kay disappears too.
Yeah, below the bottom of the frame, just like the others.
If Kay was telling the truth, this is where he begins to try and resuscitate Luna. Anyway, nothing happens for the next 16 minutes.
It's still possible it could have been Kay.
It's just this. So I'll fast forward, alright?
Sure.
Alright, should be around here. One sec. Okay, you should see something you recognize in a minute here.
Yep. There's Kay coming in from the bottom of the frame. And he's checking the time on his bracelet. So we've come full circle, huh?
Yeah. We're back to 21 minutes before the primary doors open. For our arbitrary time code, that's 0 hours and 29 minutes. 1 minute later, at 0 hours 30 minutes, Kay heads to the Floor A warehouse.
Once he gets there, he'll tell us about Luna's death.
That's all the footage I wanted to show you. I've looked at it carefully, and I think it has something to tell us.
You mean who killed Luna, right?
Well, I can't say for sure.
It was one of the three.
This footage makes for pretty shaky evidence, but it does suggest a very likely culprit.
Yep.
Who do you think it is?
I'm thinking Clover since... Well, before I saw the footage, I was thinking Clover. But Dio does seem very suspicious since he lied about going to the room. And if it was Clover, why would he be suspicious? And I'm thinking Kay's telling the truth. So I'm thinking Dio, possibly. I ran over the footage in my head. 0 hours, 1 minute, Clover and Luna enter the room. For 9 minutes, Clover aggressively questions Luna. 0 hours, 10 minutes, they both move out of frame. 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover exits the room. 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room. Dio also immediately exits the frame. It seems likely that Dio was up to no good during this period. 0 hours, 13 minutes, Dio exits the room. 0 hours, 13 minutes, 10 seconds, Kay enters the room. Kay also disappears from the camera's field of view. At this point, there are 16 minutes where nothing happens. 0 hours, 29 minutes, Kay enters the frame. He looks at his bracelet. It says 21, the remaining time until the primary doors open. There seems to be only one conclusion. The person who killed Luna is... I kind of want to see what the other... doing the other selections does, but I'm thinking Dio. So I'm going to say Clover. Clover.
What makes you think so? Luna could still have been alive after Clover left the room.
True.
Dio and Kay both went into the room after Clover. Either of them could have killed Luna too.
True. I'm thinking Clover because I suspected Clover beforehand, with Clover jumping to conclusions on who murdered Alice. That footage alone isn't enough to tell us who the killer is. But if we take one other thing into account, then the case against Clover gets a lot stronger.
And what is that element?
Dio's behaviour at the White Doors. Kay wanted us to enter the white doors. I told him I wouldn't leave 3 people to die. Do you remember what Dio said?
Use your fucking head for once. You're gonna get us killed.
He obviously knew that only you and I would be going through the door. Do you get it?
Yeah. He knew we had Luna's bracelet, which means he also knew Luna was dead.
Yep,
Is that what you're getting at?
exactly. If he didn't know she was dead, he would never have said that. The moment Kay suggested we go through the doors, he would have brought it up. That's impossible. How are they supposed to get through without Luna? But he didn't even mention her. Like he didn't expect her to be there. Why would he do that? I can only think of 2 reasons. One, that when Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead. Or 2, he killed Luna himself. Yep. The second one doesn't seem likely though. If Dio had killed Luna, he probably would have made a point of to hide that. I'm guessing he probably would have asked where she was. Where's Luna? Sigma and Fire won't be able to get through the white doors without her. He seems like the kind of guy who'd go out of his way to feign ignorance of a crime he committed. True. In this case though, he said nothing. That doesn't clear him, of course, but it does make it a lot less likely that he was the killer. If he wasn't the killer, then we're left with only one other option.
When Dio entered the room, Luna was already dead.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Interesting. That's pretty much what I thought too. And it does seem like Clover had a motive.
Yep. You mean about Alice you mean what Alice noticed?
Yes.
Yep.
The movement of the AB rooms convinced Alice that Luna had killed the old woman.
Yep.
Once Clover realized that, she probably started to think that Luna had killed Alice to keep her from telling anyone else the truth.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Jumping to conclusions, thinking it was Luna, when we were Luna's alibis, that it could not possibly have been her.
She probably led Luna to the crew quarters to confront her.
Yep.
Maybe she hoped seeing Alice's corpse would cause Luna to confess. Maybe she knew something we don't. But Clover didn't get what she wanted. Luna didn't confess. Then, during her interrogation, something happened. It's hard to say what. Luna might have said something that set Clover off. Or maybe she admitted to a crime she didn't commit just to get Clover to stop. Whatever it was, something happened that drove Clover to murder.
I should have gone Dio first. When did Clover get the injection gun?
I would guess after she went through the yellow door, she would have been exploring the infirmary with Alice and Kay. That seems the most likely place to find it. Anyway, this is all just a theory, right?
It is.
We don't have any proof, so keep it quiet, okay?
Even before we saw that footage, I was suspecting Clover. Yeah, I know. You think you know who did it? Oh, there was one last thing. Was there any other footage that showed anything?
No. Nothing to tell us where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Quark went.
Of course. Always Quark. We still haven't found Quark since before we voted either. He's completely gone missing. But we also know, going through the white doors at the end, Kay and Dio went through one white chromatic door. Sigma and Fire went through another chromatic door. Quark was never found, as far as we know, since we left the last escape rooms, he ran off as soon as they got out of the last escape rooms. We voted, and Clover, Quark, and Tenmyuji never went through a white chromatic door. And the penalty for not going through the white chromatic door or any chromatic doors when they're open is death. So there is a very high chance that K, Dio, Phi, and Sigma are the only ones still alive.
And nothing about the old woman or Alice's murders either.
So Zero Senior's identity...
Still unknown.
Okay, well, let's go find Clover. I guess we're not going to know the truth unless we get it straight from the horse's mouth. If we can.
I wonder if Clover's even alive.
Yep, that's what I was just saying. She is. She has to be.
I sure hope so.
Yeah, might need the Ouija board. I think in these screens, the mouse should disappear. It's not like we need the mouse for anything. No one's here.
Yeah. All right, let's start looking. We'll go through the crew quarters and work our way toward the elevator. Got it?
Yeah.
You search rooms 1 and 2. I'll take 3 and 4.
Sure. Got it. Alice. Luna. The most horrible thing about death is how it turns a person into a thing. It's a thing that looks like your friend, but it's not them anymore. Just this strange, cold shell. And every time you look at it, you feel a little of that coldness creeping in around the edges of your soul. Seeing death puts a heavy ball of lead in your stomach that just sits there, poisoning you. I turned and left the room.
No good. There's no one in 3 or 4. What about yours?
Same. Nobody in them. Except Alice and Luna. The lead ball pressed against the inside of my abdomen. I leaned back against the wall and let out a long, weary sigh.
What's wrong? You need to get it together. What are we doing right now?
Searching for people. Looking for the others.
Right. I know how you feel, but sitting around being miserable isn't gonna help anybody. Let's go.
Yeah. You're right. Fire turned and headed for the door at the far end. I heaved myself up off the wall and followed.